Here's the thing about goals videos. I love watching them. I love making them. But the thing I love more than anything else is forgetting all about them. I made a goals video last year, and this is the last time we'll even be acknowledging it. I don't want to know what I said. What goals did I set? It's a mystery. No way of knowing. But what I can say is that 2025 can burn in a fire. Whatever happened last year, I'm blocking it out, and we're moving forward. This year there's no goals video. Instead, I have learned my lesson, and this is more of a vague plans video. Not goals, just stuff I want to do. And if that sounds like goals to you, please don't ruin this for me. It feels different, okay? We're going for fun. We're going for chill. We're going for no more breakdowns of body or mind. Is that achievable? Maybe, with this gentle New Year writing plan. My main problem in recent years has been that I have had too many projects to work on at once. So I have been skipping around and not really making progress on any of them. Or making a little bit of progress, obviously, but not actually finishing anything. And if you don't finish anything, then you haven't really made progress. Because the point of writing a book is usually to finish a book. So if you don't do that, what was the point of any of it? I mean, I know there's a point, like you learn, you grow, I don't care. I want to finish books. So today I'm just going to chat a little bit about the writing projects I'm working on. And I'm also going to be using a lot of hand gestures for some reason, and I don't know why. And you're just gonna have to go with it, okay? New year, new me, the hand puppeteer. I may add more projects later in the year if I have a sudden flash of inspiration or time, and if the ghost of my shoulder injury stops showing up for an encore. But for now, I am focusing on two things, there we go. Another hand gesture for you. One fantasy series, and one mystery series. Let's start with the fantasy series. If you've been keeping track of my life, which you probably haven't, because it's hard enough to keep track of your own life, let alone somebody else's, this is the same urban fantasy / witchy / vampire book that I have been trying to finish for the last 6 years. And I know that sounds like a long time, but bear in mind, I am a full-time author. So that is actually an egregiously long time. This is a huge portion of my life dedicated to this book while it tries to kill me. That makes it sound like I don't enjoy it. Obviously I enjoy it, but you know, not as much as it enjoys hurting me. I haven't revealed the title of book 1 yet. I think I've settled on it now, but I'm not 100% settled. So I don't want to tell you what it is in case it changes. So we're keeping that under wraps. Same with the series title. I have been calling it either The Vampire Book, very inventive, or Isla Book 1. Again, how does she do it? How does she come up with this? I have actually, I did actually finish one thing last year, and I have actually written an entire Isla story that I am going to be giving away to, drumroll, my newsletter list. If you want to join, I will leave a link down below. It is clairecatter.com/newsletter. And importantly, you will not be signed up and you will not get your free things unless you go into the confirmation email and you click the big green button that says, I think it says confirm your email. You gotta, the big green button, I mean, how many big green buttons could there be? Big green button, confirmation email, which will probably end up in your spam. And it will not say it's from Claire Catter, but from the much more ominously vague email list, because I am indeed using the free trial. Look, times are tough. I want to be sure I like this service before I commit to spending money on it and move my whole list over there. There's no need for us to fight about it. Let's move on. Anyway, free vampire story coming to the newsletter list this year. It is entirely written and mostly edited. I mean, it's been edited all the way through, but there are just a couple of things I want to make sure are the same between the short story and the first novel. I want to cross-check all the world-building details and make sure I'm not, you know, saying one thing here, something else there. And I've kind of got to finish the main book before I can release the story so that I know what the main book is, so I can make sure that the story is like the main book. You get it. I want to match the tone and everything. Then I will launch the story, probably while book 1 is on pre-order, so that people can read the short story and see if they like the world, like the characters, before they commit to book 1, because book 1 will be very long. What is the vampire book about? Why does it sound like there's an Arctic wind blowing in the hallway? What is the vampire book about? I will make a proper video about this, maybe with sneak peeks / readings from the book at some point. I need to first figure out how to tell people what it's actually about without spoilers, or without the wrong kind of spoilers, if that makes sense. And like what spoilers I can tell people that won't matter, which might sound weird, but you usually put spoilers in your blurb, you know what I mean? It's like the blurb for Twilight, of course, is the first one that comes to mind. Who knew? I was such a Twilight hater as a teenager, but here we are. The back cover of Twilight tells you Edward is a vampire, even though a pretty big portion of the start of Twilight is Bella trying to figure out what's going on with Edward, because you kind of need to know this is a vampire book, you know what I mean? So in that case, the spoiler is important to who is going to want to read the book. So I just need to figure out what spoilers are that kind of spoiler and what spoilers are spoilers kind of spoilers before I tell you what the book's about. Okay, I'm just trying to strike that balance with this series before I put out a blurb or anything. What I can say is that it is pretty different from the other books I have written. It's kind of a darker tone. Occasionally it's a bit scary. It is not a comedy. It has jokes in it, but just not like laugh out loud style like my mysteries. It definitely has a stronger plot than some of my earlier books, especially the fantasy series. I'm saying that with affection. If we're looking for a this meets that vibe, at the moment I kind of feel like it is True Blood meets The Dry. A return to your hometown, creepy murders, crimes in the past, that kind of thing, but also vampires and, you know, shifters, witches, etc. And it is like still funny, I think. I mean, maybe no one else will think that. It's not like fully serious, but it is just, you know, it is a different tone from my other books. There's no getting around that. Or maybe you could think of it like Justified with vampires. I don't know if many people have watched Justified. Is that like a big show, or is it just big in this household? I'm about 72,000 words in, and I have actually rewritten the first half of the book. So not the first half of the 72,000 words, but like kind of the first 50,000 words, because I think it's going to be about 100,000 when I get to the end. Probably a bit over. It will be my longest book ever, I think. I've got about 30k left to write, and then I have to edit the whole thing. But the first 50,000 of the eventual 100,000 has been edited a lot, and so is fairly polished already. So hopefully when I get to the end, it actually won't be such a massive job. Ooh, that was a weird noise. Obviously, my plan is to finish writing this book and publish it, plus the free story. I am very excited that I am finally getting so close to it being done. I love this book, even though it is so different from my other stuff. So I really hope it finds its audience and people aren't just baffled by it. Okay, that is the urban fantasy witchy vampire series. Now for the mystery series. I am currently writing book 2 of Keeley South, the Keeley South Mysteries. I'm changing that series title slightly. The Keeley South Mysteries is what it will be. So book 2, sorry, my leg has gone completely numb. I can't feel a thing. Don't mind me. All right, let's hope that sorts it out. Come on, we're only halfway done with the video. So I'm writing book 2 of the Keeley South Mysteries, absolutely hammered. My this meets that for Keeley is Bridget Jones does Only Murders in the Building, except they're investigating the crimes from like season 1 of True Detective. Succinct. Sun, sand, serial killers. Also, it is more risque, more raunchy, bawdier, dare I say, a tad vulgar compared to my other series. And you may find it a bit much. That is fine. That is totally fine. I think that makes it more fun. Not everyone will agree, but I've got to write what's in my heart. And that is also the reason some people adore it. So, it also has a lot of Australian animal facts in it, which wasn't necessarily intentional, but turned out to be something people really enjoyed, if the emails I get are anything to go by. Maybe I should make a short about wombat poo. This is not really where I expected my life would go, but also it doesn't seem like totally out of character to make a video about Wombat Poo, so. It's been a couple of years now since I released book 1, so I am planning to do a bit of a relaunch. A new cover, actually putting out a print copy instead of just ebook. And same as the vampire series, I'm also going to be sending out a free story from the Keeley world. Keeley narrated. So, to be clear, you know how sometimes people do a short story and it's like, it's someone else in the same world? No, it's like, it's the same as one of the novels. It's Keeley solving a mystery. So, I'm gonna send out a free short story to my newsletter before book 2 comes out. Book 1 is Tall Drink of Slaughter, and book 2 is Absolutely Hammered, which I think I already said. They're all drinks and death / murder themed titles, in case you didn't know. Book 2 revolves around a cryptozoology convention and involves like looking for cryptids in the rainforest, and also a murder museum and other stuff I don't want to tell you just yet in case it's spoilers, same as we were talking about before. And serial killers, of course. It always involves serial killers. That is my serial killer series. There's a missing woman. It's very fun. I know there's a missing woman. It's very fun. It's a weird sentence, but you know, it is fun. Sorry. I've actually outlined this one, weirdly. I say weirdly because with the vampire one, I have not outlined it at all. And every time I have tried to outline it, things have gone disastrously wrong. That book refuses to be outlined. But this one, I have outlined. And I think I do better with mysteries when they're outlined and better with fantasy, at least urban fantasy, when it's not outlined. I do like my best work discovery writing and sort of uncovering the world as I go, I guess. I mean, my outlines are never super detailed anyway. I'm sure a true outliner would look at that and be like, you are pantsing. It's not a particularly dramatic difference, but it is kind of interesting. Maybe I'll make a video on how I choose whether to plot or not, or why I do some books one way and some books the other. So I am 20,000 words into book 2 of Keeley. I'm actually writing it and the vampire book at the same time, just based on what I have energy to work on each day. The vampire book is getting more of my attention at the moment because I am over 70,000 words into it and I'm like, the end is finally in sight, and so I feel like I'm just picking up some momentum. It's very exciting to think that this book might finally get done, because I have absolutely had times where I thought it was never going to be finished. So the fact that I am on track to actually complete this book is very exciting. I think that's it. I'm only scheduling in those 2 novels and the 2 free stories for this year. I don't know how long they'll take me. Maybe I'll be done with it all in a few months. But after honestly a rough few years, I'm like, we can add more plans later. You know, let's start with something small, something simple. It's not that small. I mean, 2 novels and 2 other stories, that's not that small. Let's just focus on a couple of things. Actually finish them, doing them well. And if we have time left in the year, we can add stuff on later. We can decide what to write then. Yes, I am referring to myself as we. No, we do not know why. I'm going to put up a video soon about creating a gentle writing routine. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe, stick around. Please like this video if you liked it. I'm sure that does something. Who knows what, but I'm sure it does something. I'm also filming a writing vlog at the moment, so if you want updates on the urban fantasy book or the mystery, or you just want to see behind the scenes as they get written, hang around for that too. And if you have anything you'd like to see, as always, let me know in the comments below. I might even do it. Okay, bye! Also, in the Keeley South Mysteries, Keeley has a giant, adorable pet dog who is scared of birds. So, if you like the sound of that,